You do not need to take a shower, Philip, and this is not smell-o-vision.
Is it Wonka-vision?
Is it Wonka-vision? I don't know. I'm wearing a very wrinkled shirt, so I think we've had a pretty full day at Thorpe Park.
We have, absolutely. A very nice day at Thorpe Park.
Okay. Well, hello everybody. I'm Ken, and this is my touring buddy Philip.
Hello, Ken. Okay.
We had a change of plans on this trip. We've been planning this trip for about a year, and the trip was to fly into London, England, and ride our bicycles to Amsterdam and ride some roller coasters on the way. But what happened about a month ago?
I broke my wrist in a cycling accident. I fell backwards getting off my bike, and I landed so hard that I really broke my wrist. So I'm about 3 months into fully recovering from this. I'm right now about a month and a half.
Full recovery. That's what we're hoping for here. Full recovery.
Full recovery. So show and tell. Would you like to see my scar? There. Anyway, it looks a lot better than it did 2 weeks ago.
He's doing his robotic exercises. He's practicing being a robot so he can get on the dance floor and do the robot.
So I'm actually getting a little bit of movement this way. So things are looking pretty good. But let's put it this way. They're looking a lot better than they did 2 weeks ago.
The trip was kind of up in the air. We didn't know if it was going to be canceled, if we were going to turn it into a touring trip on trains, if we were going to kind of go our own separate way, what we were going to do. Philip planned the London part of the trip, and I routed the bicycling part. Philip actually came to London a couple days before me, and we spent an amazing week together, and this is actually our last night together because tomorrow he is taking a train with his backpack to Windsor Castle, and I'm loading my bicycle up and heading south towards the North Sea, and eventually Dover, where I will be staying with some friends that I hosted with Warmshowers a few years ago, and then heading over to Calais and Belgium and eventually Amsterdam. So our trips are going to kind of hit a fork in the road, but this is what being flexible is all about, and I really think that we've made this last week count. I've gotten some bicycling in. I actually rode yesterday from Oxford down here to Staines, which is right around the corner from Thorpe Park, because we rode roller coasters today.
I did a few of them. Ken did most of them.
Philip was afraid of getting his wrist bumped and or holding on too tight and losing his hand, but that did not happen, and he was a good sport and actually went on Swarm 4 times. So.
Yes. And I'm here to... I survived.
You liked that one.
Yeah,
yes.
they were fun
Yes.
ride.
Yes. I think the worst part of the day was the food.
Yeah. Yes, those chicken nuggets, they sucked.
Yes, pretty scary, even if it's KFC. Pretty
Right.
scary food in a theme park.
Yeah. So,
And see, we went to the British Museum.
into the Victoria and Albert Museum. We went to the National Gallery. We saw the Tower Bridge, ABBA. We even saw
West End musical.
Yes, the Book of
The
Mormon.
Book of Mormon.
So I got here a couple days early. I saw Mrs. Doubtfire, one of my all-time favorite movies, and now a musical, and Hamilton. So I'm hoping maybe to catch 1 or 2 more shows.
Went up in the London Eye as well, which was really amazing, more spectacular than I would have ever thought. And so Philip has a couple more shows ahead of him as he continues his trip. And unfortunately, it looks like after 2 more days of really nice weather, I'm going to have 4 or 5 days of rain. So keep my fingers crossed that everything's okay with the roads. Roads here in England are kind of dicey. There's no shoulders. And along some of the roads is just hedges, so there's no way I can move out of the way, even on a climb. luckily, the cars in back of me have slowed down or gone around me, and here I am still. So obviously, the people here are great drivers and very courteous, and I'm very thankful for that. Have 3 more days on the road here in England, and I know once I get over to mainland Europe, it'll be mostly cycle paths. I've done some of that route already 9 years ago when I did a similar trip across Belgium. And so I know that things will be a little bit easier once I get over to that part of the trip. But I'm still looking forward to the newness and exploring somewhere I've never been before. And that's really exciting for me. And then also seeing a couple that we hosted for Warmshowers back probably 6 or 7 or 8 years ago. It's been quite a while. So it's going to be good to see them again. So a lot of good stuff. Hopefully I have 3 more theme parks ahead of me if I don't get rained out. And I have other friends that I'm going to visit along the way too. So I think both of us are maximize the best of our week together, and we're going to squeeze the best out of the rest of the time that we have left on our vacations.
Absolutely. So I've had a thoroughly enjoyable time, and I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to do the ride part, but I can't put any weight on my wrist for at least 3 months. So cycling just wasn't in the cards. But this week spent with Ken has been really very nice. We had some excellent adventures, so no complaints.
I can be sad. I can miss Philip for the rest of the trip. Okay, I can do that.
And I'll miss Ken for the rest of the trip. This will be the first time that we haven't haven't cycled in close to 25 years. So
yeah.
There you go.
Yep, we've been cycling together on tours for 25 years. Philip lives in the Pacific Northwest. I live in Southern California, and once or twice a year we get together and fly somewhere amazing and have amazing adventures. And even when we've had problems in the past, everything has worked out. So everything has worked out so far, despite that broken wrist, this broken wrist.
Yes.
And we just hope to make the best of it. I think that's really what life is all about, is, taking what you have and making the best out of it. Even when it's raining, I think it rained on our last trip a few days when we were in northern Germany.
Yeah.
And that area, and it was like, we're still in Europe, we're still on vacation, make the best out of the moment. And I continue to do that. I will keep everybody abreast on what's happening. And I know a lot of people are following along with this virtually, and the trip will continue.
Yep, and I will say ABBA was a great concert, and the London Eye is, the view from that is really spectacular. So anyway, we've had some great times, and I wish the best for Ken on the rest of his trip. So safe travels, Ken.
Thank you, Philip.
Because we're going to do it again.
Yes, and who knows? We've talked Spain, we've talked Japan, we've talked Canada. There's the world is a wonderful, wonderful playground, and we hope to explore as much of it as we can. Anyway, we'll take you along with us if we can.
Yep. See you down the road.